Yes, in the last lectures, like last lectures two, I teach two things. Oh, how to add the vectors and how to subtract the vectors and how to get a scalar quantity by the multiplication of two vectors. So, and what is the component term resolutions and what is the uh, uh, what is the coordinate system, that things I discussed in last two lectures. Now today we will discuss there's other things, lecture vector lecture 3. Yes. So yes, so we discussed today a vector product, or
Yes,
you can say
cross product.
yeah, you can say otherwise cross product. Okay, there's a many application in physics. This product have many applications. Suppose if you want to calculate the torque, okay, you will understand something that is rotate because of torque. You know, when you applying a force on the body, okay, when you applying some force on the body, then what happen? That body is translate. Okay, suppose you want to push or pull something, then what happen? The body will translate. Okay, but
Yes,
if you want to rotate something, you have to apply some torque over there. Okay, so we will discuss what is the torque when we study the rotation mechanics. But right now, that is understand when you understand this vector product, how you do the vectors product. Okay, and just very simple things, very simple. Let us suppose you have two vectors. Let us suppose you have two vectors, vector A and vector B. You have two vectors, vector A, this is the vector B. Now I want to multiply it, A cross B. See, last class also we multiplied the vectors, but where that time I get scalar quantity. Okay, when we multiply two vectors, I get a scalar quantity. But in this case, we get a vector quantity. Suppose if you multiply the vector A with the vector B, not multiply, you can say cross product. If you do the cross product of these two vectors, you get a vector. Okay, you get a vector. In last class we get the scalar quantity. You can see when we product finding the product of two vectors, that time we get a scalar quantity like work. But in this case we get a scalar, not a scalar, we get a vector. Okay, so a vector have both magnitude as well as direction. Suppose this we get a vector C, when we product A and B. So it have both magnitude as well as direction. Okay, it have both magnitude as well as direction. So this is the magnitude. This represent the magnitude of this vector, and this cap, n cap, represent the direction of C vectors. Okay, when you finding the cross product of A and B, then you get a vector which have both, which have both which have both magnitude as well as direction. So this is the magnitude of this vector. Okay, the magnitude of this vector, and this is the direction of the vector. Okay, this is the direction of vector, because I told you the unit vector only show the direction of vectors, only show the direction of vector. So this showing the direction, and this show the magnitude. So suppose I want to find first the magnitude of the vector. So the magnitude of this vector is nothing but A mod B mod magnitude of this vector into magnitude of this vector into sine theta, where theta is the angle between yes. So this is the magnitude of vector which is equal to A mod B mod sine theta, where theta is the angle between vector A and vector B. Okay, is it fine? Any problem?
No, sir.
Yeah, very simple. Now my question is come to mind. I get the direction, I get the magnitude of the vector, but I want to find the direction. I want to calculate this n cap. So how you can find the direction? So direction of A cross B vector find by right hand screw rule. Right hand screw rule. Right hand screw rule. Right hand screw rule. What is this rule? What rule this say? Let us try to understand. Let us try to understand. Suppose you have to calculate what? A cross B. You have to calculate A cross B. So put your all fingers, put all fingers A, put all fingers toward the vector A. Okay, put all fingers toward the vector A and rotate toward the B. Rotate toward the B. Rotate toward the B. Okay, put all fingers toward the A and rotate the fingers toward the B. Then direction of thumb give the direction of A cross B. Is it fine? So if you put the all fingers toward the A and rotate toward the B, the thumbs come outward. Thumbs come outward. Isn't it? Thumbs come outward. So the thumbs give the direction of A cross B. Is it fine? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, suppose you have two vectors like vector A, there is another vector B. So put all fingers on first A and rotate toward the B. Then thumb give the direction of A cross B vector. Is it fine? Yes? Hello? First put all fingers. Yeah, I'm right. Put all fingers along A vector, then rotate anti-clockwise toward B. Then direction of thumb give A cross B direction. Fine? Any problem? Let us try to understand. If I want to calculate B cross A, suppose I want to calculate B cross A, direction of B cross A. So at time you have to put what is the first vector here? B vector is the first vector. So put all fingers on B vector and rotate toward the A. Put all finger at B and rotate toward the A. Then thumbs goes inward. So when you calculate A cross B, the direction come outward. If you calculate B cross A, it goes downward. Okay? Any problem? Hello?
No, sir.
So it is very simple. So if you calculating B cross A, so the direction is inward. Direction in that situation I am telling here, direction inward. But if I calculate A cross B, then direction outward. So you can say direction outward. So you can say A cross B vector is not equal to B cross A, because direction of this vector and direction of this vector will be different. Will be different. One goes into the paper, one come out of the paper. So
Inward and out.
that's why both are not equal, isn't it? Any
Yes.
problem?
No, sir.
But if you want to calculate the magnitude, suppose you calculate the magnitude of A cross B. So it is equal to AB sine theta. In the same manner, B cross A. If you find the magnitude of this vector, so this is equal to BA into sine theta. Both are equal. Both are equal. Means the magnitude become equal, but direction are different. So that's why we say that these two are not equal, isn't it? Okay. Hello.
Yes, sir.
So it is very simple. Now let's suppose you have given a vector A. Let's suppose you have a vector given a vector A that is equal to A1 I cap plus A2 j cap plus A3 k cap. And there is another vector B which is equal to B1 I cap plus B2 j cap plus B3 k cap. And now we want to find A cross B. We want to find A cross B. So how we can calculate? We calculate by this method, that is called determinant method. So first make two lines. Okay, first make these two lines.
Yes.
First make these two lines. Okay. And write I cap, j cap and k cap. And write the component of all vectors, component of A vector below this. Okay, so first there is a vector A, so we write the component of A vector. So here come A1, here come A2, here come A3.
A3.
Yes, and last vector is B vector, so put here the component of B vector, B1, B2,
B2,
B3. Fine. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
very simple. Now what we have to do, first you have to write I. Okay, if you first write I, delete this row and delete this column, you can see only these four elements: A2, A3, B2, B3. Correct?
Yes, sir.
In the same manner, if you select this minus j cap, first comes plus I cap, then j cap. So if you select this element, then delete this column and delete this row. You only find this four element: A1, A3, B1, B3.
B1.
Yes. So here we write A1, A3, B1, B3. In the same manner, if we select k cap, so here come k cap.
A1, A2.
Yes, delete this thing. So you get A1, A2, B1, B2. Fine. Now what we have to do? We have to multiply this element by this element, and this element by this element, 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 this element by this element. So if you do this thing, you get this: A cross B is equal to I cap, here A2 into B3 minus A3 into B2. Okay, first multiply this, then multiply with this, minus j cap. Tell me what I can write right here.
A1,
A1 B3 minus A3
B1.
B1 plus k cap A1 B2 minus A to.
A2.
So in this manner, we can find the cross product. Any problem?
No,
Any
sir.
problem? Very, very simple. Okay. There's a one very important application of this. Your voice are so acoustic.
Sir, 1 minute.
Yeah. Tell me.
Why J minus
I
J
I cap, then J cap minus J cap, then come plus K cap. Okay. So when you select I, then delete this row and delete this column. Okay.
सर आई कैप माइनस जे कैप प्लस के कैप क्यों आया?
बिकॉज दिस इज ये जो है ना मैट्रिक्स, मैट्रिक्स अगर आप हम लोग ना मैथमेटिक्स में पढ़ते हैं मैट्रिक्स. ओके, सो इन मैथमेटिक्स देयर इज अ मैट्रिक्स और डिटरमिनेंट्स. So you can I can tell you, but it is not necessary right now because we just only we required some tools to learn the physics, not so much go into the deep in mathematics. Okay, so that's why I'm saying this thing. That is just.
तो सर कभी भी अगर ये क्वेश्चन करना हो तो ऐसे ही होगा कि
Yes.
प्लस के कैप होगा और आई
Yes.
कैप माइनस जे
Yes, plus I, then minus J, then
Minus.
plus K cap.
कैप प्लस के.
Yes. But remember one thing very important. When there is a vector, come first vector A, then write the all component vector A1, A2, A3 first. And if there is a vector B, then write B1, B2, B3. Let's suppose if I want to calculate B cross A. So in that situation, you can write this as I, J, K. But there is a first vector is B. So write the component first, write the component of vector B. B1, B3.
B2.
Then A1, A2, A3. Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Yes. There's a one very important application of this cross product. Okay. Tell me, area is a scalar quantity or a vector quantity? Area is a scalar quantity or a vector quantity? If someone asks you, area is a scalar quantity or vector quantity? Area can be a scalar quantity, can be a vector quantity. It depends upon the situations. Suppose if you want to find out, yes, suppose you want to find out the volume flow rate through a ring. Suppose water are flowing into the river. Okay, suppose this is the river and the water flowing like this way. Okay, so if you have a ring, if you put the ring perpendicular to the direction of current, that time maximum mass will be flow through that area. Okay, suppose this is the ring, suppose this is the what you can say river is flowing. I'm just see my hand. Okay, see my hand. I'm just stop sharing. Yeah, suppose this is the way through which water are flowing. Okay, and if you put the ring in this manner, so what happened? The maximum mass will be flow through that ring. But suppose if you put the ring in this manner, water are flowing in this manner, and if you put the ring in this manner, then there is no mass will be flow from that particular ring. Means the mass flow rate through the area depend upon the orientation of ring. Suppose orientation in this manner, then maximum mass flow rate will become. If the in this manner, then there is no mass flow rate. So the mass flow rate through the ring is depend upon orientation of the area. So that times, that situation, we say that area is a vector quantity. But suppose you have to calculate the area of a land. You want to calculate the area of the land. So that time you don't say that the area is upward or downward. You're just calculating the area. At that situation, area is a scalar quantity. Okay, but when you calculate the something flow through the area, that time area behave like a vector. Suppose if you want to find the electric flux, you will study into that 12th class, electric flux or magnetic flux. means that electric field line and magnetic field line is passing through the certain area, and that depend upon the orientation of the area. Is it fine? So mass flow rate, just I am giving the one example to you, mass flow rate through the area, it depends the orientation of area of the ring, how to place into the river. But suppose you want to calculate the area of the land, so that time you don't require the direction of the area. Is it fine? So that time we say that area is a scalar quantity. So area can be a vector quantity, it or nahi bhi ho sakta hai, theek hai? Okay, so now my job is to find the direction of area. My job is how to calculate the direction of area. My job is to how to calculate the direction of area. Okay, let's try to understand. Suppose you have a triangle. Okay, you have a triangle. And this is the axis. This is the y, this is the x. Okay, there's the coordinate of this triangle is 0, A and B. Okay, this point is 0, 0, 0. This point is 1, -2, oh sorry, plus I'm just writing this thing, 1, 0, -5. This is not 5, this is a 5. It's a 5. 4. This is 2, 5 minus plus 3. Okay, so we know the position of this point, means the vertices of the at that point, the position of vertices of the triangle, and I want to calculate the area of this triangle, or I want to calculate the direction of the area of this triangle. So how we can calculate? So you know that the area of the triangle, what is the area of the triangle? Anyone tell me? What is the area of the triangle?
Half into base into height.
Yes, 1/2 base into height. Exactly. So if we have, suppose if we draw a perpendicular line to the base. So this is what? This is our height. So this is the height. This is your base. So the length, let's suppose this is the OB and this angle is theta. Let's suppose this angle is theta. So if it is OB, it is OB. So what is this length? Tell me. What is this length? BD. If this length is OB, the length of this line is OB, then what is the length of this?
OB minus 90.
No. You have to resolve the component, na? This is the length OB, then this become what? OB sine theta. Isn't it? Okay. This is the height. So height is equal to, you can say, OB sine theta.
Sin theta.
Yes. And in this manner, OD, what is the OD? OD is the OB's cos theta. And what is the OA? OA is the base. This is the base.
Yes, sir.
So area of triangle, you can say area of the triangle is equal to 1/2. Base is OA and height is OB sine theta. Correct? Can I write? Okay. If I tell you this is the vector, this is the one vector from O to A. So the vector from O to A, okay, this is the vector OA. How can write OA? How you can write OA?
OA cos.
No. OA, you know the position of this point A. So this is the position vector, na? What is the position vector?
OA plus OA minus AD.
No, no, no.
That
You
row.
have to, you know the x1, you know y1, you know z1.
Yes, sir.
So this is the position vector, na? So what is the position vector? That is x1 I cap plus y1 j cap plus z1 k cap. I tell you na this thing.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So what is the OA vector? That is x1 I cap plus y1 j cap plus z1 k cap. At the
Yes, sir.
situation, you know that x1
4 I
equal to
cap,
4 I cap
4 I cap,
0 j cap
0 J
minus
cap.
5 k cap. Correct?
Yes, sir.
And now, if you draw a vector like this, O to B, so you have again a position vector.
Yes, sir.
You have again a position vector which is equal to OB vector. So what is the OB vector? Let's suppose this point is x2, y2 and z2. So what is the OB vector? That is x2 I cap plus y2 j cap plus z2 k cap. Correct?
Yes, sir.
So the magnitude of this length is OA. Magnitude
Yes, sir.
of OA vector is OA. In the same manner, magnitude of OB vector is. So I can write area. I can write area of the triangle. Area of the triangle. Area of a triangle. Of a triangle. That is equal to what? 1 by half. 1 by half. OA mod OB mod into sine theta, where theta is the angle between OA vector and OB vector. So can I write this thing in this way? 1 by half modulus of OA vector cross OB vector. Means if I can find the cross product of these two vectors, if I calculate the cross product of OA vector and OB vector, OA vector and OB vector, and finding the magnitude and divide by the two, so we get what? Area of the triangle. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Means if we know the two side of a triangle, means we place a two vector along the side of the triangle, and if we find the cross product of these two vectors and divide by 2, then we get area of the triangle. Is it fine?
Triangle.
Yes. Okay. In the same manner, suppose you have a parallelogram. Suppose you have a parallelogram and you want to calculate the area of this. Let's suppose O, this is the O point, this is the A point, this is the D point, this is the B point. Now I want to calculate the area of this parallelogram. So what we have to do? We have to just draw a two vectors. One is along this,
Yes, sir.
one is along this. Okay. So if we do this thing, okay, and by joining this, we get a triangle. Which is OA into B. So area of this triangle, OAB, that is 1 by half OA vector cross OB vector. And now suppose I want to calculate the area of this parallelogram. So what we have to do? The area of this triangle are equal. So we have to add
Yes.
both. So area of parallelogram, which is equal to OADB. This is equal to OA cross OB vector, because the whole area is twice of area of one triangle. Is it fine?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we complete one chapter, which is vector. Okay, so in a vector I teach you lot of things. How to add the vectors, how to subtract the vector, how to multiply the vectors, means how to product, how we get the product of the vectors. Okay, so how to calculate the area of the triangles, etc. SN, 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 SN. Is it fine? Any doubt?
No, sir.
Anyone have any doubt?
No,
So please, I giving you the assignment. Okay, so solve that assignment and send me the
Yes, sir.
solution. Yes, please solve that and send me the solution. And
Yes, sir, sure.
if you have any doubt, then ask me. Okay, then ask me.
Okay, sir.
S for X.
Yes, yes,
Sure.
yes. So next chapter, what we going to learn, that is rest and motion. Rest and motion. Rest.
Yes.
Now, I think before going into that, I want to teach you something, something more into the mathematics. Like, you know, everyone, trigonometry, differentiation, integration.
yes, sir.
If you don't know, so then I will teach you.
Yes sir, बता दो.
अच्छा, ठीक. Okay, so just I'm taking the basic thing, huh? So that we'll discuss. So what is the trigonometry? Yeah. What is the trigonometry? What is the trigonometry? How you defined? What is the trigonometry? Measurement of triangle. Trigonometry means measurement of triangle. Measurement of triangle. Measurement of triangle. We want to measure the triangle. What we measure? Either measure the angle, either measure the angle between the sides or length of the side. So if we do this thing,
Sn by Sn plus 1.
yes. If we do this thing, then this is called trigonometry. So trigonometry is basically trigonometry is a measurement of triangle. So we are going to discuss right and triangle. Okay, we are going to discuss right and triangle. So what is the right and triangle? A triangle which have three sides and one angle is 90 degree. Then it is called right and triangle. Okay. So if I say this is A, this is B, this is the C. So maximum ratios of the side is possible. How many ratios of a side is possible? If you want to find out the ratios of the sides, suppose I want to find AB by AC. Okay, let's suppose this angle is theta and BC by AC. This is another ratio. This is the first ratio. This is another ratio. In the same manner, AB by BC. In first, second,
1.0 here.
1.0 second.
Second 1 second.
AB by BC, or you can say BC by AB, and AC by AB, and BC by AC by BC. So this is the ratio, maximum ratios possible of any triangles. Okay, maximum how many ratios are possible? Maximum 6 ratios are possible. Maximum 6 ratios. More than that, you cannot make the ratios. Okay. And the ratio have given some name, which is called trigonometric ratios. These ratios, we gave the name of these ratios, and this name is called trigonometric ratios. Okay. So let us suppose the angle between these two lines is theta. So if the angle between these two lines is theta, so the side in front of this theta is called is called what? Perpendicular. If this is the theta, if this is the theta, if this is the angle theta, so in front of this, whatever the side, and that side is called perpendicular, and the
Yes, sir.
side along with this theta is called base, and this is called hypotenuse. This is called hypotenuse. Yes. So one minute, 1 minute. Sorry. So AB by AC means, which is called perpendicular. AB is a perpendicular by hypotenuse. The name of this ratio is given sine theta. In the same manner, base by hypotenuse is called cos theta. Remember, in front of this angle, whatever the side is called perpendicular, along this is called base, and this is a largest side is called hypotenuse. So
Yes.
yes. Now right now perpendicular divided by base. So perpendicular divided by base is tan theta. This is a perpendicular by base. This is the base by perpendicular. This is called cot theta. In the same manner, this is the hypotenuse by perpendicular. It's called cosec theta. And you can see hypotenuse by base is called sec theta. Yes. Now you can compare one thing. There is a the tan theta equal to perpendicular by base. Cot theta is base by perpendicular. Base by perpendicular. So both are reciprocal to each other. Means both
Yes,
are
sir.
inverse. So you can write tan theta is equal to 1 by cot theta. Okay. In the same manner, if you divide sine theta by cos theta, means perpendicular by hypotenuse divided by base by hypotenuse. So hypotenuse cancel, this come perpendicular by base, and that is nothing but tan theta. Okay, means sine theta by cos theta, you can say that is equal to tan theta.
And theta.
Yes. In the same manner, you can say cosec theta is opposite to the sine theta, means inverse. Sine theta is perpendicular by hypotenuse, where cosec theta is hypotenuse by perpendicular. So you can say cosec theta is equal to 1 by sine theta. In the same manner, you can see cos theta is the inverse of sec theta. So you can say sec theta is equal to 1 by cos theta. Okay. Very simple.
Yes, sir.
Now, there's another thing that you have to remember. Suppose you can see there is a one theorem is called Pythagoras theorem. It's called Pythagoras theorem. Say that perpendicular square plus hypotenuse square, perpendicular square plus base square
Base square.
is equal to hypotenuse square.
Hypotenuse.
Yes. So suppose if you divide both side, right side and left side, by hypotenuse, so this is come p square upon h square plus b square upon h square is equal to 1. So you can see perpendicular divided by hypotenuse is a sine theta. So you can say sine theta square. This is a base by hypotenuse is cos theta. So cos theta whole square. This is equal to 1. So you can say sine theta square. You see sine theta square. I write this thing in this manner. Sine square theta plus cos square theta is equal to 1. See, there is a lot of students do some silly mistakes here. Sine theta square, this is the different thing,
Yes, sir.
and this is the different thing. It mean what? It means sine theta whole square. it mean what? Sine theta square. Okay, so both are different. So sine square theta plus cos square theta equal to 1. You can also see one thing more. So suppose if I take this base toward this side, left side, right side. So this is p square is equal to b square minus h square. So if you divide both sides by p square, so 1 equal to hb by p का whole square minus h by p का whole square. So p b by base by perpendicular square, base by perpendicular is cot theta. So cot square theta. Hypotenuse by perpendicular is cosec theta. So cot square theta minus cosec square theta is equal to 1. So
Yes, sir.
you have to prove, this is the homework. Okay, you have to prove sec square theta minus tan square theta is equal to 1. You have to prove. Okay, this is the homework. So we have some formula. Sin theta, this formula we have to remember. Tan theta equal to sin theta by cos theta, tan theta equal to 1 by cot theta, cosec theta equal to 1 by sin theta, sec theta equal to 1 by cot theta. And the same manner, cotec square theta minus cosec square theta equal to 1, sec square theta minus tan square theta is equal to 1, sin square theta plus cos square theta equal to 1. Okay, any problem? Hello?
No, sir.
Now, there's a one more thing is required. Suppose you want to calculate the value. Before going into that, there's actually one unit. There's a 2 unit actually, there's a 3 unit actually. There are actually 3 unit in which angle is measured. There's a 3 unit in which angle is measured. One is degree, another is sec decimal system, and there is a last one is radian. Okay, last one is radian. So suppose you want to what is the meaning of radian? Can anyone tell me what is the meaning of radian? See, this is a circle. Okay, this is a circle. And let us suppose this is the center. Okay, so if something, suppose this is the point and we move from this point to this point. Okay, so you can see when we move from this point to this point, this is called arc. So this arc subtends some angle over the center, which is called theta. Okay, any problem? Hello?
No, sir.
So if we move from this point to this point, this is called arc. So this arc subtends some angle theta. Okay, now if I say that the radius of this arc, so radius of the circle is r is the radius of the circle, and L is the length. Of this arc. What is the meaning? Length means, suppose if you make it straight, then you have some length. Okay, suppose you have a circle, you have a ring. If you break the ring from one point and make it straight, so you get some length, and that length is called parameter. You know what is a parameter? Hello?
Yes, sir.
So what is the parameter? Parameter means length. Suppose you have a circle, and if you break the circle from one point and make it straight, so you get a straight line. So that length of the straight line is called parameter. So if you want to calculate length of this circle, is called parameter, which is equal to 2 pi into r. This is the parameter. Parameter means length of the circle. Okay. In the same manner, length of this arc means if you want to make a straight, this arc is a curve right now, and if we make into a straight line, so we get some length. So this length is equal to this angle theta into radius r. Any problem? Okay. So length of this arc is equal to theta into r. Theta into r. Hello? Hello?
Yes.
Yes. Now, suppose if you move from this point and rotate in a one circle and come again to that point, so that time how much angle you subtend on the center? Hello?
Yes,
Suppose
sir.
you move from
360
yeah,
degree.
that is 360 degree. Suppose we start the motion from this point and again come at this point, so total angle is 360 degree.
Yes.
So for 360 degree, you have what you have. If suppose length is 1 meter, this radius length is 1 meter. So what is the parameter you get? What is the parameter you get? That is 2 pi into 1. Okay. For 360 degree, you get the length of this circle is 2 pi into 1. Okay. So for 1 degree, what is the length you get? 2 pi by 360 degree. Means pi by 180 degree. Okay. Pi by
Yes, sir.
180 degree. So for theta angle, what the length you get? Pi by 180 degree into theta in degree. So this is the theta in radian. Okay. See,
That's
yes, I tell you one thing. Suppose for 360 degree, what is the length of this circle? That is 2 pi into r. So for 1 degree, 2 pi by 360 degree. For 1 degree, what is the length? That is 2 pi by 360 degree. For this angle theta, what is the length? That length is pi by 180 degree into theta in degree. So this length is called theta in radian.
yes.
Yes. So we can calculate, if we have angle in degree, we can convert into radian. Or if we have angle in radian, we can calculate angle into degree. Suppose if we want to convert, this is 30 degree angle and I want to convert into radian. So what we have to do? Theta in radian, that is equal to pi by 180 degree into 30 degree. So what we get? Theta in radian, that is pi by 6. Hello?
Yes, sir.
Very simple. Okay, suppose you have angle 90 degree and you want to convert into radian. So theta in radian, that is equal to pi by 180 degree into 90 degree. So this is pi by 2 radian. Correct?
Yes, sir.
And let us suppose if you have 3 pi by 2 radian and you want to convert into degree. Yes. How you can convert? So make it inverse. Make it like this way. Theta in degree is equal to 180 degree upon pi into theta in radian. So this is equal to 180 degree upon pi, and theta in radian is what? 3 pi by 2. So this is pi to pi cancel. This comes to be 90. So theta in degree is come 270 degree. So suppose if you have a theta in radian, then you can convert into degree by using this formula. And suppose you have angle in degree, then you can calculate angle in radian by this method. Okay,
Yes, sir.
very simple. So we can convert the angle into theta from radian to degree, degree to radian. Okay,
Yes, sir.
yes. So remaining thing we will discuss tomorrow. Okay, this is the remaining thing that we will discuss. Okay, so please do a vector assignment. Okay, if you don't solve vector assignment, then it is not beneficial for you. Okay, so solve it. And if you facing any kind of problem, if you facing any kind of problem into that particular assignment, you can contact me, you can call me, you can send me also your doubts. When I get the time, I will resolve that. Okay, shall we stop?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so from 4 o'clock you have bio class, huh? I think.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Thanks.
Okay,
Good afternoon, sir.
good afternoon.